Hi there again, tubers. Thank you for stopping by the channel. I'm back on the B77 Mark I restoration. This is part 4 of the series. So in part 3, you saw me trying to figure out why the pinch solenoid right here would not engage. Spin solenoid, no matter what I did. I tested every component on the card, removed them from the circuit board, and everything was good. Even just everything was good. So I finally found out that the PROM was at fault. So I had to get a replacement PROM. So like I always say, it would be good to have a second set of card to put in the machine while you're troubleshooting, because it makes it so easy to isolate the issue. In this case, I add another card and I put it in, and that card worked fine, and I swapped around the PROM and the same thing happened. So obviously the PROM was at fault, and so I went ahead and ordered a replacement PROM. So the PROM arrived all the way from Switzerland. So it took a while to get here. So this is the unit. We have the PROM, some resistors on it. And this PROM, it also has another function where it allows the pause button on the front panel. When you press the pause button, it should just stay paused. The tape should not move even when you let go of the pause button, because all these Revox machine with the pause button, if you press pause, you have to hold the pause button for the reels to remain still. Once you let it go, it starts turning. So this one will solve that issue. I don't know why Revox would make a pause button that you continuously have to hold down in order for the reel to stop turning. Unlike the Japanese decks, when they say pause, it just pause, period. It doesn't move. Anyway, so in the kit, here's a kit. I also bought this board. It's an extender, right? So sometimes you're troubleshooting these decks, right? These cards. And the card, you can't get, there isn't enough room for you to get the test probe down in there to do your measurements or to trace some signals. So this card will solve that issue. So what it is, you plug this card into the deck. Show you. You plug it in. Okay. Right. So you plug it in, right? And then you plug this card into it, right? So it depends on which card you're troubleshooting. You do the same thing. You just plug this in, and then you have access to the card when you're troubleshooting. So that's priceless. You know what I mean? This will come in real handy, because you don't want to be probing around and then you short out something on the board. Crazy. So anyway, so this was I ordered this separately, but it came in the package. So this is a PROM on this little board, and then the kit has these extenders here, and these go into, if you notice, you'll notice that the PROM, it was soldered in like these chips here, right? But I remove the PROM and put sockets. So much easier to get to. So just plug it in like so. Right. Then you're going to plug the card, the PROM card, into this. Right? Seated properly into it. Now I have to solder this into this onto this solder bridge here. Right. So let me tell you what the kit comprises of while I'm at it. So it comes with 2 more extenders. So these, I don't know where I put it, but anyway, what these are extenders for 2 wires to be used with the extender boards. For example, when you're going to be working on the oscillator board, you have to plug this in there, and then you plug this in. So that's for this to be used with this board. So, all right, let me put these away. So the kit also comes with a set of capacitors. I didn't know that he was going to send capacitors with it, but these are capacitors to recap the entire board. But the board is already recapped, so I'll just have these as spare. Can always use these. Okay, so now what I'm going to do now is to solder this here, and then I'm gonna plug the card in, and then load a tape and try out the print solenoid, see if it works. All right, fingers crossed. I'm just waiting for my Akko soldering iron to warm up. So I will just tin this solder bridge. Just a little bit of solder on it. Okay. Hmm. All right. To keep this thing tidy and nice, I'm just gonna cut this wire because it doesn't go too far from here. I'll just snip this wire so that I get a clean and tidy board. I don't want too much wire all over the place. A lot of people talk about lead-free solder, that they like to use it, but me personally, I don't like to use lead-free solder. It's too hard to solder with. It doesn't. You have to put so much heat on the thing for you to get it to solder. Okay, that's good. Did I pass the test? Okay. All right, let me look. Let me see. Make sure everything is good here. All right. So I guess you see how slow I work. And I always talk about this in my video that I work very slow. So that's why I don't make video with me doing the work. I mean, I don't make video while I'm working. I just like to tell you what I did after the fact. Okay. So you constantly have to be checking your work, because there's some wire that got loose right here off the capstan board. Okay, so don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Okay. So all right, let's see. No, I didn't have to load the tape for me to test the pinch roller. I could just cover up the sensor right there. But I like to show you the full process. No shortcuts. All right, so the instruction says I should press the fast forward button for a few seconds and until I hear it click. Until I hear a click. Then it's the pause mode is engaged. But for now, I want to see what the pinch solenoid does. That's not priority number one. Can you see the entire thing? Hold your hand up if you can't see. I'm in a pseudo classroom called the internet, called YouTube. All right, so gonna put power to this thing and see what happens. Okay, pinch roller is going. I mean the capstan motor is spinning. So let's see. Whoa, see? Huh. Success. The pinch solenoid is engaging. See that? stop, play. See that? All right. Press the pause button, see what happens. Pause. Now when I let it go, it should continue to run. Oh, without the card I just put in, it would run. But now the new PROM has that feature I told you about that causes the thing to pause. So now I'm going to press the pause button again and see if it turns. It's supposed to. Boom. Success. All right. All right. That was a good one. Well, that's the first good news for me in the last, 2.5 weeks. So let me tell you a story. So I was on vacation in Japan 2 weeks ago. My MacBook Air screen broke. I mean, screen, let's say broke, because it just become black. And it's a brand new MacBook I bought from Best Buy like 2 weeks before I went on vacation, right? Then a couple of days later, might be a couple of hours later, I don't remember when, my Galaxy Fold screen went dead also, right? I I came back home, and like over the weekend I was watching some movie in my own theater room, and my front speaker woofer went dead. The voice coil just fried. So I must say this is the first big pleasant surprise I have for within the last couple of weeks. So I'm happy to see that this thing is working. So now what's going to happen now is I'm gonna be continue with my assessment of this deck, because what it is when I get the deck, first thing I do is clean it. I always say I do not work on dirty equipment. So I clean it, and then I put everything back together and do my assessment. What has to be done to the deck? Is it working? What's broken? What's not broken? And clearly on this deck here, I see that the VU meters are not working, right? No lights. So that has to be addressed. So I'm going to be putting in the cards back into the deck and see if it plays, if it doesn't play, and see what happens. All right, so stay tuned for that. That will be another video I'm planning. So I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Okay, not so fast. I decided to continue some more work because I was expecting someone to stop by, and I get a call that they cancel for another time. So I think I will continue some more on this. All right. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this around. I like to plug out the deck whenever I'm going to be working inside. This is a safety precaution, and I hope you do the same when you are working on your deck. And plus, I have a isolation transformer here, which gives me a lot of comfort, but you still have to be careful. So, all right, so here we go. So no matter how many times I do this, I still refer to the manual when I put these cards in, because I've put them in, you know, just put them in before like this, you know, arbitrarily. And I get it right most of the time, but I just want to, since I'm doing a video, I just want to show you my process, right? So this is the oscillator board. Drop him in. That I should. When I was 20 years ago, I could see much better. But as the years zips by, we all have reduced vision, right? Okay. Gotta check every connection, every wire, to make sure that I don't overlook anything or anything touching. So we know that the transport system is working. So what I'm going to check for now, if I can get some audio from this thing. I think I think I'm gonna install like a little buzzer on this Apple, so that whenever I finish soldering, if I don't touch the solder iron for 5 or 10 minutes, it will buzz. So I remember to turn it off. I hate when that happens. I'm always forgetting to turn it off. I like to put some solder on it whenever I finish doing my soldering, and turn off the solder iron. All right. So here I have two broken switches. One here, one here. I'm getting audio. You will, and you see the tape is slowing down, and you can hear the whistling. Those are from the signal generator when I was calibrating at some point. So I want to hear some music. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rewind this and get a tape with some recording on it. I think this one might have some. And of course, this is a 2-track machine, so you know what? I'm gonna just put two I know for sure this is a 2-track tape. So the machine is 2-track, so you can just put the proper tape on it. So before I do that, I need to clean up the head a little bit. You can see some little brown thing on it. This thing can never, the heads can never be too clean. So that's why I always say analog, old-time audio equipment, turntable, tape machine, those kind of stuff. They are not for lazy people, because there's always something to do. You know, with reel-to-reel deck or even cassette players, you have to be constantly cleaning up something, clean the heads, most likely. You know what I mean? So if we were streaming or have a digital system going, all we have to do, get to our remote and just sit back and relax, listen to the music. I'm not knocking analog. I'm not knocking digital, because digital does sound good. I'm telling you. It's a matter of preference. Who want to be listening to digital? Who want analog? So analog, if you get into analog, you have to decide to do some work. You know, and do some work yourself, because you can't run out to the store and say, I'm going to take it down to Lenny electronic repair to get things done. No. Lenny shop closed long time ago. So you have to be that Lenny now. Like I'm doing now. And like many others are doing, to bring life back into these old technology. You know what I mean? But there are people who making new tape decks nowadays. Like Torrance, for example, and Ball Finger. But your pocket have to be so deep to afford those decks. Even these old Revox and the old Tascams, right? People do refurbish them, and they look brand spanking new. I mean, but watch out. You're gonna pay for it. You're gonna pay some big bucks for it. And that's okay too. If you can afford it, then just buy it, you know. I would. If you notice, I didn't touch the pinch roller with the alcohol because it might harden the rubber. I don't want that over time. So you see what I'm talking about? Even threading the reels take me a long time. So you understand why I don't do videos while I'm working. So if you have some patience, you know, you will see what I'm doing, but I take my time, man. I don't rush things. I don't rush it. All right. So here we go. I'm going to rewind some of this. The VU meters are not flashing, and there's no light in it except the red peak indicators, right, are here on both these. So I will be troubleshooting that to see what's what with these meters here. Pause work. See that? Press the pause again. Okay. All right. So next thing would be to try if the thing can record. But obviously, I will not try to record on this on my tape. You know, I will not do that. So that will be done another time when I have an empty reel. And let me see. Yeah, I might be able to do that. All right. So we know that it record, fast forward, rewind, fast forward works, right? Pause button work, stop play work. We know that's working. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to fast forward this and change reel. So I'm going to try to record. And you see the tape sensor works because when there's no tape, it triggers the sensor here and it stops. And the tape stops spinning. Okay, so let me do this now. Okay, I'm back here. So I'm gonna try to record something to see if record does work on this thing. Okay. Excuse me. So, flashback. Do you know what this is? This is a mini disc player. Panasonic mini disc player. I got this unit from about the year 2000. And I also, okay, so I'm doing all of this to ensure that the deck works, so I know what areas to troubleshoot and what areas need fixing. Okay, so let's see. So the input amplifier is working, but the volume is very low here, and I have a feedback problem. But that's it. So the idea now is to see if this thing will record. That's what I want to do. So the feedback problem, I can fix that later. So I have no way of telling if it's really going onto the tape. Let me try input and okay. So this is the source and tape switch, right? So when you're, like, for example, when you calibrate a tape, and to know that the tape, you know, everything is balanced up and everything is per spec as far as the audio is concerned, you can switch the tape, switch from tape to source, and you shouldn't hear any difference. So in this case, I don't hear any difference. So I don't, but I got to see whether it's actually is taping. I think I should get another source. Let me see something. Maybe this thing here isn't playing well. Let me try something else. What else do I have? Okay. Well, I don't have any other source right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just rewind it to where we did some recording. I don't know if you could hear it, but it. Let's rewind a little bit. Okay. Ah. Okay. So now I'm gonna play it. Yep. So the machine does record, but you hear that buzz. So that can, many things could cause that. So that's one of the issues I'll be looking into. So we know for sure that the deck is working as it is right now, with exception of that buzz only when you have an input signal coming in. So that could come from the input card. It could come from, you know, a lot of stuff. So, all right. So far so good. I need to go through this deck more diligently and get everything working. Then after get everything working, then I will move on to calibrating the deck. Then I will do an initial inspection and cleaning and putting it back together. So this is gonna take me some time. So I'm in no hurry. That's why I do this work just for myself, nobody else. All right. The volume does work. Left, right. Yep, that work. Hear the buzz again. Hear the buzz again. That was when we were recording it. So something definitely is wrong. So at least I know where to start looking. So you remember, this is the tape I put on very first, and you hear that. That was from a signal generator a long time ago. Okay. So we'll stop here. All right, YouTube, thank you for stopping by. Like I said, I'm in no hurry to do this deck. Whenever it's finished, no problem. And I'll catch you on the next one. See you later. Bye.